Hello again. In the description to this video, I provide a link to a piece of mine recently published on the Lotus Eaters website. It sums up succinctly how I feel about the idea of multiculturalism as it actually exists in Britain today. Not to put too fine a point on it, the experiment about which we the people were never consulted has failed. Dismantling the majority white society has proved to be easy enough. People in this country took it so much for granted that it never occurred to anybody for a moment that the way of life and set of values by which they had lived all their lives could be broken up for scrap and thrown on a bonfire. Why should we, any of us, have thought such a thing likely or possible? The project was well underway before most people even knew what was happening. And by the time that objections were raised, anybody asking too many questions was swiftly denounced as a racist or Little Englander. Of course, as I point out in the article, the replacement of the cosy and familiar life of Britain in the 1950s and 1960s was not actually a multi-ethnic paradise at all. Most ethnic minorities fear and despise those who do not belong to their own particular community. Caribbeans look down on Africans, and the Africans in their turn express disdain for Caribbeans, regarding them as a mongrel people who have mixed too freely with other ethnic groups. Africans can be very stuck up about race mixing. Hindus and Muslims tend not to get on, and of course Sikhs usually stick to their own kind. Chinese people have little to do with anybody else other than white people, and secretly think themselves better than anybody else, including, of course, white people. The result of all this is that Britain is now splitting into self-contained communities, the members of which have few dealings with any other ethnic group, or in the case of Muslims, often with the white majority either. The multicultural experiment has, in short, failed. The problem is, though, there was never a plan B. Having thrown everything into this unrealistic dream where all nationalities, ethnicities and religions would mingle happily and get to know and respect each other, nobody quite knows how to handle the fragmentation of British society, which is the actual consequence of this mad enterprise.